to fulfill their wickedness and their evil. But all right, yeah, I'm sorry this video is kind of all over the place. I didn't really have time to rehearse or try to, it's just spare the moment type thing. Just 1 second, let me. These hybrids or reptilians, but play this. And even when the ambulance showed up, like they didn't even park that close to where her vehicle is. You would think they would have parked closer. They didn't seem like they weren't rushing to her. I'm like, I reported that this pedestrian got hit. She could be seriously injured. And he just was casually just walking over from the ambulance. They didn't even have the the flashers on, or the wailers on. It was like they just showed up and just walked over like they walked into a party or something, or some type of meeting, or I don't know, but it was just very weird. But it does seem like it is a simulation that we're in. And I've had people around me in the past do directed conversation and say things to the effect of, it's very frustrating, and it can be very irritating, but at least I'll be on the outside looking in. On some directed conversation type stuff, like this lady was helping. This was at a different job that I was working. It was like at a property management company for an apartment complex or whatever. And she was training me, and she was standing over me, and she was holding the mouse, and her head and her mouth was like right there over my shoulder by my ear. And she just started saying this to me, but it was almost as if like it was meant for me, but it was like she was talking to the girl that was sitting across from me. Okay. But what she was saying didn't make any sense. So I guess the way that she was communicating it to the other girl, they were in on what was going on. So it was like, she didn't question, the girl sitting across the way didn't question what my boss at that time was saying. So just very weird things that they say a lot of times. It's like, just makes you wonder. And every so often, like I'll call them out on it. And it's like it's like they can't think quick enough to make up an excuse. Or, they'll say, oh, well, I didn't mean anything by it, or, just something weird like that. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. Like I said, if there's anybody out there that's watching, that is in law enforcement, that still has a heart, has a soul, that, is watching my situation, that can help, I'd really appreciate it. Even if it's in a roundabout way. I know sometimes I've had people in the past that have appeared to have helped me with some things, but they had to do it in a kind of covert type of way. So I always try to look out for stuff like that, because there are some people out there that will kind of help you and give you hints of things. It's like they can't straight up tell you. It's like they'll give you like little hints, so you have to figure it out yourself. But I hope you guys have been doing well. Man, for those of you that are going through this, I totally know what it feels like. Don't give up no matter what, no matter how crazy it gets. You never know what tomorrow holds. Even though it's going to be the same crap, still you might have a good experience that'll be worth you, sticking around longer for. Just live it out. Just see how this thing plays out. That's all I can say. I plan on living it out. I don't plan on giving up in any kind of way, because it would be the coward's way out, and it would not be the will of the Most High. We were made to endure this thing, and it's just geared towards trying to change our behavior that they deem is unacceptable. They look at us as being unrighteous in their eyes, but to God, we are righteous. Okay? His thoughts are not our thoughts. So whatever their measure of righteousness is means nothing to the Most High. So always remember that. These people just have a way of making you feel guilty about things that you haven't done or that you're not doing. I don't even think it has anything to do with sin, really. It just has to do with who you are. You know what I mean? Like who you are to God. Because whether you sin or not, these people still continue to do what they do. That has been a constant throughout my whole experience with this. But I'm not saying that it's okay to sin, but that's just been my experience. Like, whether you sin or not, this thing still continues on to the grave. So it's just something to think about. But all praises and glory be unto the Creator, the Most High. And I just pray for continued protection. I haven't endured or gone through this and made it through this long if I didn't know what I was talking about, or if I didn't, if I didn't have anything to show for it. My success at enduring and prevailing over it. And it's hard a lot of times. It's stressful, but he gives us that energy that we need to get through it. And I'm just thankful that I still have that energy. That will never fade away. They can never take that away. The spirit, the soul, that belongs to the Most High. So, all right. Once again, they're setting up these subliminals. They leave certain things like, okay, when you're when you're getting ready to take over a shift, whoever's left is not supposed to leave anything on the desk that is not supposed to be there. So again, they leave certain items there deliberately just so that you can see it. You have to see it. And you best believe that these people can see through our eyes. That is something that has been, there's been some speculation on that. Like, are these people able to see through our eyes? Yes. I've even had perps do hand signals in front of me. Not for me, but it's for the viewer within our eyes. Whoever it is that's watching through our eyes, they have these idiots that will walk around and do these weird hand gestures or bodily movements so as to communicate with the person that is watching. I guess that's to give some sort of verification. It's some sort of verification measure. Sometimes they'll do the thumbs up, or they'll do these weird demonic hand signals in front of you. And for the longest time, I wondered, I was like, what is all that about? And I think what they're doing is they're signaling the viewer, whoever it is that's watching through our eyes, they're signaling them, or they're communicating with them in a way that we don't know what it's really about. So just be mindful of that, how these people seem to know your passcodes and know what you're doing behind closed doors. It's not because they have cameras in the room. You can be in somewhere totally different at the spare of the moment, and they'll still know what you did because they're seeing through your eyes. Yes, they have that technology is a whole lot more advanced than what we know or think. Whatever they put out there on TV and stuff like that, it's way beyond that. It's probably 50, maybe even 100 years beyond what they're showing us, what they're putting out there for us to see. So these are some very wicked individuals that have gotten a hold of some technology that is pretty much enslaving everyone. And the very few that are out there that are fighting this, that are aware, are the ones that are going to continually be attacked. There has to be a higher power, a father out there or mother out there that is overseeing this, that is only allowing them to go so far. Because if you notice, they can only do this bit by bit. Obviously we're a problem. Why not just totally kill us and take us out? Just blatantly do it. So obviously there is an opposing force out there that is keeping them at bay, only allowing so much at a time. So that is my hope right there. That is what keeps me going. That is what keeps me motivated and striving, because I know that there's something out there that is looking out for me, and it wants me to continue to stand and to not have fear and to take up for yourself and to defend yourself by any means necessary. If you feel threatened, just like they put their hands on Jesus, just like they beat Jesus, just like they imprisoned Jesus, just like they killed him, what makes you think they're not going to do that to us? They've already put their hands on me. You guys have already seen the video. And if you haven't, just go back, go to my channel. You can see the wound and injury as clear as day. Right here. Okay? So if you are truly targeted, they're gonna at some point attempt to put hands on you, or they will. So you do what you need to do that's necessary to protect yourself. You have a God-given right to protect yourself. King David killed a whole lot of his enemies, and he was the apple of the Most High's eyes. The Most High loves King David. It's not always about being Christ-like all the time. You understand what I'm saying? You can love these people all you want. That's not going to stop them from plotting your murder, just like they killed him. Doesn't it say in scripture that he's coming back with the sword? You know, there's also another scripture where the student is not greater than his master. You know, if they killed and beat him, what do you think they're going to do to us? The same thing. It's just a matter of time. That's all it is. It's based off of your compliance. If you're compliant, if they're wearing you down to the point to where you're starting to comply with their orders, you're starting to bow down to them, then they might let off. Then they might ease up on you a bit. But in my case, I'm a rebel. I rebuke them in any way, shape, fashion, or form. And whenever I'm getting these attacks, that is confirmation that I'm on the right track. The Most High's true children will suffer persecution in this world, just as Jesus did. Don't forget that. Don't get so comfortable to where if they stop your gang stalking all of a sudden, that's when you need to worry. That's when you need to start questioning your salvation. What is it that you're doing that has caused them to ease up on you? What are you following? What is it that you're doing that's letting them lift this thorn off, these thorns off of your head? Just something to think about. What else? There's so much more that's always on my mind to talk about, but I get mind blanked when I'm on here. My speech is kind of slurred at times. Like I totally don't mean to sound like this, but anyways, yeah. Prayers from the true children of the Most High would be appreciated. And if there's any help out there, any law enforcement that are good cops that watch this whole thing, because I know that there are, that can help, I'd appreciate it. These people terrorize me after I get off work, vehicular stalking, brighting, trying to run me off the road, just all kind of craziness. And there's a time and place to fight your battles. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I do fight back. You know, I don't let them bully me. I don't let them get the best of me. I let them know straight up that I'm gonna be a hard one to take down. I'm going to be a problem. And I think that's why they set it up for the mayor to come out to this stadium that day, so that he could get a look at me. Who is this dude? Who is this in the way? You know, they already know, these people in city council and all that stuff. They know who we are. So they had to come out to see me personally. So that says a lot right there, that they had to come out and see me personally. But they had to set it up through the means of having me work here on that day so it doesn't look that way. You get what I'm saying? They put us in each other's paths. This has nothing to do with narcissism. I've had people comment about, oh, TIs are narcissists. No, I'm an introvert. I'd prefer not to have any of the attention. You don't have to watch my channel. You don't have to believe anything that I'm saying. You can unsubscribe. You can never come back to my channel. I am simply giving true accounts of what I deal with, of what is going on in my life. Who are you to judge me and to say that what I'm saying is not true when you have not lived my life? So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and end this. Your comments are appreciated. Any thoughts or advice on this? Again, of course, I pray to the Most High, but again, I will protect myself. Whatever force that I need to use, if I feel threatened, I'm going to do it. I get off of work. I try to go to my destination in peace. They continually send these flying monkeys, these idiots, after me on the roads. Even when I get to my destinations at times, you got people waiting out in the parking lot for you at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning when I'm getting off of work. But that isn't gang stalking. Who does that during a work week? Just hanging out in the parking lot. Just so happen to be in the parking space next to the space that you always park in. just sitting there waiting on you, trying to set up these scenarios just so they can point the finger and say, look, we told you he was crazy. Look, we told you he was hostile. Look, we told you he was dangerous. That's all they do. And you know what? I don't care anymore. As long as I haven't physically hurt anybody, because what they're doing to us is terrorizing us anyways. I don't have time for these idiots. I'm going to continue to live my life the way that the Most High sees fit. They are sending these people after us. So always remember that we are not the criminals. They are, no matter how much they try to flip it on us. Always remember that. I don't go out looking for trouble. I go out to handle my business. I can't even really get out and enjoy a park like I want to. I can't even go to a movie and enjoy a movie like I would want to. Not in movie theaters, I don't think are open now, but like stuff that is normal activity to do, you can't even do those things because they're always sending these people out to jack with you. They do setups in here too when I come to work. Site supervisor was telling me, you got to go straight to the office. You don't have to be up here in the front. Like he made it seem like it was so urgent for me to go to the office. But what he was doing was he was trying to usher me into the building quickly so they could go ahead and enact their psychological operation or whatever shenanigan that they do to try to provoke you. So as I'm going into the building, for example, they might have somebody rushing out, walking into me, like trying to bump me off or something like that. Just little stupid stuff like that. These doors here. So it's like from the distance, I'm seeing what was about to happen, but I delayed my stride. I delayed my journey to base, which is what this area is referred to, base. I delayed it because I knew that they were trying to set up things in here. And what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start having a camera within my clothing to record their faces so that I can put the videos on YouTube to show you these individuals that are doing this. Okay? That's what I'm going to start doing. Because they are always trying to set things up to either make you lose your job or to get you locked up in jail. It doesn't matter if you're in the workplace, at home, out and about. It's just constant trying to set up ways to get you tied up into the system. Okay? So I delayed my stride coming in here, and you could see off in the distance, like the guy that cleans up in here, he was looking for me because what he did was he kept sticking his head out this door. Now, there was no urgency for me to be in base because when I'm in base, it's just like, okay, all it is just watching the security cameras. And that's pretty much it. Sometimes people have appointments to come in. You have to make sure that they're on a list. But there was no appointments for anyone to come in or anything like that. So it wasn't really urgent. So again, he was just trying to usher me in to queue up with the individuals that were in the building already so that they could do their little psyop. So I thwarted it, the whole thing. Like I messed it all up because I didn't walk to the building. I decided to wait. So the cleanup guy, he kept doing this, like sticking his head out the door, looking down where you see where the security booth is. He kept looking down that way, looking for me, turning his head, like trying to do some type of mind control trick on me, like he needed me for something where I don't work with the cleaning guy. I don't have any business with the cleaning guy. I'm a security guard. Sir, are you done cleaning the toilets? Are you done sweeping up? Okay, you need me to let you out the gate? Have a good night. That's it. That's all I need to, that's the only interaction that I need to have with the individual like that. I don't have any business with them. My job is to observe and report. That's it. They hire security for these places, and oftentimes it's like the security officers are the ones being watched. Like you're hired to watch these people, but it's like these people are there to watch you. Isn't that the craziest thing that you heard of? You're supposed to be there to protect the property, protect the people, but you have these individuals who are out here just watching you, trying to find ways to get you fired or to make a false report about something. But anyway, so I delayed my stride. I still stayed at the booth for hours, actually. I waited for everyone to clear out because, again, I don't work with any of these people during this shift like that. Unless there's like an event, it's a little different. But when there's no event and you just have people coming in here to do upkeep of the stadium. You know, there's always stuff that needs to be checked into because, again, this is $1 million facility that houses hundreds, if not thousands, of people during sporting events. So they have to make sure that the facility is up to par. They got to make sure everything is in tip-top condition. So you're going to have people, even though there's no games going on or anything like that, they still have to make sure this place is kept up. So a lot of these individuals I don't have any business with, but they'll make it a point to interact with me in some type of negative way, you know, just so that they can feed or try to get me in trouble, you know, based off of what my reaction will be. So those of you truly targeted know exactly what I'm talking about. It may not make sense to a lot of people that are watching that don't go through it, but again, it is a very, very insane thing to go through. They have perps that walk up and down this walkway here. Especially when I'm spending time at the booth over there, they'll make it a point to always have some sort of interaction with me, whether it's like some sort of conversation, unwanted conversation, or, you know, you can clearly see the anger and how irritated they are when you ignore them. Like, even if they're just saying hi, you don't say nothing back to them. It's like they get mad about that. You know what I mean? It's like then they'll make it a point to have other perps do the same thing in front of other people that may not know about gang stalking to try to make you look crazy. So if you don't say hi, or if they ask you how are you and you don't respond, you know, it's gonna look like, oh, this guy's crazy. All I was doing was asking him how he was doing, and he didn't say nothing. Who cares? How many people have I said hi to or asked them how they were doing, didn't respond to me? It didn't bother me. I kept moving. Oh, well, maybe they're having a bad day. Oh, well, maybe they can't talk. Maybe they're deaf. They couldn't hear. You know, I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. But these people, they'll do things to try to trigger you, and then they'll pass that information down to other perps so that they'll continue to do whatever it is that they know is triggering you to try to make you look like you're insane. So again, Brian too, he something very interesting that he always says in his videos is to not interact with these people. Don't talk to them. Don't be positive or negative with them. Be neutral. You know, don't have conversations with them because, you know, if it is technology that they're using, our responses, our reactions, our interactions with them is measured, and they put it into some sort of system or program to further try to mind control you even further. So it's always important to, if you identify that it's one of these agents walking around here trying to get some data from you, don't interact with them. So that's what I've been doing. I try my best to not interact with these people as best as I can. You have a constitutional right to remain silent. Now, granted, when you're working, it's a bit different. You know, you have to interact with people, you know, you have to talk sometimes or whatever, but when you're out and about, you know, you pretty much have the right to not say anything, period. That is your God-given right. And if people want to get mad or hostile about that and try to harm you, you also have a constitutional right to protect yourself. You have a constitutional right to whoop ass if you need to. Excuse my language. But anyways, I am not a violent person. I just hate these workers of iniquity, just like the Most High hates these workers of iniquity. And as far as I'm concerned, they can be wiped off the face of the planet. And I'll be more than happy to help and assist with that. But until the Most High gives his word to do that, I just have to continue to endure as best as I can until the rest of the chosen ones, or the rest of the ones that are awake, that are supposed to battle these people on that special day, until we all come together. Because right now we're all alone. You know, I can't beat all these people up. How am I going to combat 100 cars driving 100 miles an hour past my vehicle trying to swipe me off the road? How am I going to combat that? Huh? When it's one vehicle after the next doing it. You know? I've already made an example out of one of them, but it does not stop their tactics. They continue to do it. Plausible deniability. You can't point your finger at one specific person or one specific group because there's more than one that's involved. So they have their plausible deniability. All right, I'm going to end this. I didn't mean for this video to be this long, but It's been a while since I've had my little rant session or whatever, but it is therapeutic to make these videos. I've had some, how can I put it? I haven't been able to make videos the way I want to. There's a reason for it, and I'll make a video about that later on. But it's not because I didn't want to. But I'll talk to y'all about that later. So yeah, here we go. Forever Orange. The Perps wear orange. A lot of times they wear that to give you the message that they want you to go home. They don't want you here on this earth no more. They need you to go home. When they hire you on these jobs again, a lot of times it's not because they felt like you were the best fit for the job. It's because you were the best fit to be harassed and provoked. And depending on how well you play with them, it will depend on whether or not you keep the job or how long you stay on the job. So it is what it is. I've already been transferred a couple times from different posts working for the same company because of the harassment. And I'll say one more thing before I end this. There is an individual at the company that I work for. I'm not going to say the person's name, but he knows more about gang stalking than I do. This particular security company that I'm working for, I used to work for years ago. My license was suspended by the state because I had got a charge for a crime that I did not commit, by the way. So they had to suspend my license temporarily pending the outcome of the case. So ultimately I beat the case. Charges were, it was thrown out. It was dismissed. So anyways, this individual, he didn't know anything about gang stalking initially, and I happened to be working at a national oil well in Varco. And he was the site manager for that post at the time. And he saw that I was kind of down that night. He just kind of talked to me or whatever, like, what's going on? Like, a real friendly guy. And I really like this dude because he's very intelligent. I explained to him what was going on with me and stuff like that. And he was like the only person that I had talked to at that time about gang stalking that didn't dismiss me as being crazy. He actually took the time out to look into the matter. And boy, when I tell you he came back like that next night and he started telling me about it, like he gathered so much information. He totally believes that it happens. He believes it. So that's always good when you have somebody who knows what's going on. So I don't know. There's hope, even though it may seem dark and they always have you in this box and try to make you feel like there's no hope. There's people out there that know what's going on, that are good people, that will try to look out for you as best as they can, because you know that they'll also target them as well. So anyways, that's all I'll say about that. What else? Do y'all want to see anything else in here? I got the place to myself. I'm supposed to be the only person in here, but when you're a TI, you're never alone. There's somebody that's in here somewhere, even though there's no cars in the parking lot but my vehicle. Maybe I'll give another tour, make a separate video and give a more extensive tour of this place. My mouth is dry. All right, love you guys. Yeah, give me your thoughts. Talk to you later.